Alrighty, before I have to put my laundry in the dryer, let's film this video. Hi everybody, it's Rebecca here, otherwise known and, well, sort of known, I'm still new, but I am also known as Solvoluntaria. That is my witch spiritual name. So, hi, welcome to my channel. I am here today to show you my 2020 setup in my bullet journal. This book is a citrus book bindery. I did an unboxing of it, my first unboxing video ever. You can find it linked up above in the cards. I hope you will go and check it out if you want to see my first impressions of this. It's beautiful. Hint, I love it. Spoilers, this is what's inside that package, but probably already knew that. And as was the case last time, it is waking hours in my house. So I have a 5-year-old. He's awake. There might be TV noise in the background. There wasn't last time when I edited, so we shall see. And the last thing, speaking of editing, our computers are stupid. So there's that. You may have heard me mention in my previous video, an altar video coming up, which I've filmed twice, and it's just not going up. So that video is getting pushed aside until the new year, because this week I want this video to go live. So this video will hopefully be edited and up by the end of the weekend. Next week, I'm doing my depth year video. And then the following week will be my January bullet journal setup. So the altar video is just going to have to wait. All right. So without further ado, let's dive right in. Let's dive in. Now, something to note about this chunky book, it does require support in order for it to be flat. Without the support, it's like that, which is fine. It doesn't bother me. I'm always doing this at my desk, in which case I have extra books. Okay, so first things first, I have my splash page, as you can see, and it says 2020 Year of Depth and the Turtle. The Year of Depth, you'll get more information about that in my depth year video coming out next week at some point. I don't know when, but at some point. And the turtle, that's where I'm very excited to share. I mentioned it on my Instagram. All my social media I have is always linked down below in the comments, the description box. This is the new theming thing that I mentioned I was super excited about. I have the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit deck, written and illustrated by Kim Kranz. My husband bought this, and actually he ended up realizing it was supposed to be for me, and I love this deck. So every day I draw a tarot card from my tarot, Spirit Song Tarot by Pauline Cassidy. Pauline Cassidy. This is my card for the day. This is the deck I use for my daily draws. And then I have the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit deck. And I use this for my monthly cards. This is my monthly card for December. I use this for my monthly card, and I decided to use it for a year card. So I use this for my monthly card, and I got the idea that I should use my monthly card to theme my bullet journal setup. And I didn't do that for December, so it wasn't bee themed, because I thought of it after I'd already set up December. I've done that for my 2020 setup, and I'm going to be doing it from now on. And I thought this was a good idea to honor my cards, to just attune more to the energy and spirit of the cards I've chosen, to honor them as part of my spiritual practice. So I turned to my deck and I pulled a card for 2020. As you can probably As you can probably tell by the drawing, the card I got was the turtle. I love this deck so much. I really want the regular one. This deck, this card is all about earth and water energy. It is a water element one. It's all about earth and water elements. It's all about like soul purpose things. So this is how I based my whole yearly spreads. And that's why it says and the turtle. So any spread I've already set up and any ones I will set up in the future that are not a monthly spread specific, if I add any collections or anything like that, they will be themed with the turtle. So we've got my splash page. Over here I've written how many squares are up and down and across. I had to build an index because Citrus Book Bindery did not come with an index. So I had to build an index. I was able to select page numbers. I built it into 4 columns, so that way hopefully I won't have to do a bazillion of those. I don't tend to index every single page. I tend to just index in larger chunks. So like here, so far I've got it at Calendex, that's on pages 4 to 7, and then the yearly trackers on pages 8 to 20. So I've already covered quite a few pages. Here is that Calendex, which I've placed my first marker, which is a lovely yellow bookmark. And it's going to stay with my Calendex, so it's easy to fill in. So I've got my Calendex, and since I'm hoping this will last me the whole year, I did the whole years of Calendex. I did not do the month of January because the way I bullet journal is once I've got the month set up, I just put those things in it. I'm going to have January set up in here, and I'm not going to be pre-planning for January in here. I'm using my remaining bullet journal. Any plans for January I've coming across, I put into place in my other bullet journal, my current one. So I don't need January. So I started from February and I ran through till next January, like 2021 January. Now, so I've got my Calendex. This starts my yearly trackers. I recently discovered just how much I love yearly trackers, so I made pretty much everything into a yearly tracker because habit trackers on a monthly scale they're not as much fun for me as functional for me. So you may notice this page lays a lot flatter than the other one. The type of binding it is, it's not a perfect lay flat, but I really love this book. I love the way the paper feels. Anyways, so I've got my moon cycles, my sex tracker where I track my cycle, and my tracker for spirit level, so I write how I'm feeling spiritual wise, and I use very simplistic scales because it's easier for me. I've got my mood tracker based on happy faces, or based on faces. I've got my anxiety, depression, panic, and anger tracker. All of them are tracked on the same scale of green means a little, purple means a lot, pink means I was overloaded. If it's a blank square, that's great. Here I've got exercise, which I go by if it's my regular amount of exercise, and then anything past that regular amount in 5 increments. Was 5 to 10 minutes extra, 10 to 15 minutes extra, 15 to 20, and 20 plus. And I just base that on what I feel is the regular for myself. A step tracker, these are by the thousands. Sleep tracker, 0 to 5 hours, 5 to 8 hours, 8 hours plus. My physical energy tracker, which goes by low, medium, or high. I have a veggie or meat tracker. That's if I eat vegetarian, it gets a green square. If I eat meat that day, it gets a red square. At all, and it's not over, and it's overall. So if I eat meat even once, it gets a red square. Here I have no food past 9 p.m. So a bunch of these ones I have left are, if it's colored in, I did good. The color is good. So if I don't eat food past 9 p.m., I get a color in a square. If I don't binge and gorge myself, I get to color in a square. How much water was I drinking? 0 to 3 cups, 3 to 7, 7 plus. No takeout, pretty self-explanatory. No junk, no added sugar, no added salt. So that is, those added are extras, like if I have things with salt, fine, but if I put salt on my pasta, I don't get to color this. I've never gotten a successful square in either of these yet, I don't think. As you can see, my little turtles, and I tried to set my turtles, the blue was to try and make it seem as if they're swimming underwater without coloring all my pages, because it's a depth year. The idea of this year is to dive deeply. So I have a cleaning tracker, which it's based on how many minutes I've cleaned. 5 to 10 minutes, 10 to 15, 15 to 20, 20 plus. I have a teeth tracker. True story, being real here, I'm very bad about remembering my teeth. So I have a tracker. Hopefully this will help me do it more, brush my teeth more. If I brushed once a day, I will fill it half full. If I brush twice, it'll be the whole thing. This tracker is a simple headache tracker for my husband, who unfortunately suffers from severe migraines. We picked that scale based on him. It's tolerable. Agni or O/C means out of commission. And that's based on how he describes himself and his headaches and migraine levels to me. Unplug, that means did I just like stop from the world, like the electronics? Did I unplug myself from this mindless setting, and did I plug back into being present? If so, then I will color it in. Then we have my tarot tracker. So I did not come up with this idea. I found it on Pinterest. I will see if I can find it and I will link it for you. Sorry, it will be down in the description box. And I made this legend based on my deck. So the Spirit Song Tarot deck, it has the Spirit Song Tarot has different suits. First of all, acorns, feathers, shells, and crystals, and it has animals. So I based it on that. And then I had this page, and I wasn't expecting to put anything else, so I put "and so it begins." I put some turtles. Then I watched a video by Jessica the Story Witch, which I will link that video up in the cards, about my word of the year. I was thinking my word of the year was going to be depth, because it was a depth year. Turns out it's not. So the next 2 pages are my word of the year page and my tarot card of the year. So I just did these this morning. So my idea here, my word of the year for 2020 is grounded. And it's all about grounding myself and being connected to the above and the below, connecting myself into the earth, staying grounded within myself. So I've got the green to symbolize the area of the earth and what stretches above the ground and out into the world. And I've got the blue to symbolize the underground, and in this case the water, so what stretches down into the earth. And here's where I've included my turtle, because again, like I said, any spread I will be keeping a turtle, and I did that this morning and I'm very pleased with it. Now this next one, my year card is the wheel. The wheel is my card of the year. I will link Kellyanne Maddox's video in the cards of how to figure your card of the year. So as you can see, it's got an octopus, and that's why I put an octopus here. This page, honestly, I feel like this page might not fully be done, but I don't know what else to do with it. So I've got the octopus to honor the card, the wheel. I've got my turtles honored here, the water, which I think all works very well, and then the word, the wheel. And that's it. See, not even that much yet, but I'm on to page 24 of 431. So not too bad. So there you have it. That was my setup for starting a brand new year in a brand new book and a brand new style of book. I'm very excited for this year coming up. I'm so excited. I can't wait. So thank you so much for joining me. So if you see anything you've liked, please subscribe. And let me know in the comments down below, how are you feeling about the new year? I am freaking pumped. Do you have a word of the year? Any comments on anything, as long as it's nice, and I am here for it. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope we will see you again another time. Love and light always. Bye.